Hello and welcome to another VanHack podcast. Today I'm joined with Kleber, who is a full stack Ruby on Rails developer at Predictable Revenue, which is a fast growing startup in Vancouver. Hi Kleber, how are you?
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for taking some time to talk with us.
Sure.
Awesome. So let's start with your background. Tell us a little about where you're from and your professional experience.
Yeah, I'm from Brazil, São Paulo. I have about 11 years of experience as full stack developer, 9 of these years with Java and last 4 with Ruby on Rails. So I've been working in many companies in different fields in Brazil. And I'm also working for TopTal for the last 2 years as a full-time for TopTal. So just make things a little bit easier for me here in Vancouver, because while I don't have the job here, I can still working for TopTal. Mm-hmm. It helps a lot, and it's going to be helping me in the future for sure. Yeah, and basically is that I'm a full stack developer, and right now I'm much more focused on Ruby on Rails. Yeah.
Fantastic. So how about your Canada journey? When did you start thinking about moving to Canada? How did all that happen?
Yeah, I've started to think to move to Canada in 2010, in fact, because I was here in April in 2010. It was my first experience here. I spent 2 months here doing English school, and that I felt in love for Vancouver. I love it. And so then I got back to Brazil. At that time I was in date with my wife, current wife right now, my wife. And then we got married and we started planning to move to Canada. And here we are right now. We've moved here in April 10th. And she's going to start to study at BCIT in a post-graduation course in October 4th. So because of that, now I can work here. I have the open work visa permit, so it makes things able here to start work for Predictable. Yeah.
Awesome. So it's for 6 years of planning. That's fantastic. It
all
came together.
Exactly.
Great. So let's talk a little about your strategy, because I think it's something that a lot of people can do. So you were working remotely in Sao Paulo, right, for an American company as a developer at TopTal, and then you came to Vancouver without the visa, but still working remotely. Talk a little bit about that. How did you find these months when you arrived in Vancouver, and how was that process?
Yeah, the fact that I was working for TopTal makes things easier for me, for sure. I've joined the TopTal team in 2013, and since then I got some part-time projects, but I've been working as a full-time for TopTal since 2015, at the end of 14, somewhere around it. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was essential in my planning to move to Vancouver, because our first intention was to be here only 3-4 months to meet the city, to know how it's going, and to know if it's good as everybody's saying. So it was our first contact, and we didn't want to leave everything from Brazil, because I have an apartment, I have a bunch of things that it's still there. Mm-hmm. And we just moved here to experience it, and TopTal make it possible because I didn't have to quit my job. Mm-hmm. I still with the same client, so it makes things very easy for me. And this was my strategy, to come here as with a tourist visa. My wife at that time had the student visa, but the short one that only allows to be here for 6 months
for English.
Yeah, exactly. And once I arrive here, I start to look for companies here, and VanHack and you helped me a lot to make contacts. In the first week that I was here, I start to go to the Hive workspace here, what makes things a little bit easier for me, because I have an office space to meet people, to talk with guys from different companies. It helped me a bit. And you, VanHack, helped me to find Michael, Colin, Preston, everybody from Predictable in the first week that I was here. sent me a message, man, go to Predictable. They want full-time Ruby Rails developer. Please go to their office and knock the door.
Yeah, I remember.
They're gonna hire you. I remember it the first week that I was here. So
that's cool.
That time, yeah, well, was a really different experience for me.
Yeah,
I did went to the door.
Yeah, you went the next week, right?
Yeah, and the next week, at that time I just sent mail, and they scheduled with me to talk with them next Monday.
Yeah, so you were introduced to them on Friday, and then you had the interview on Monday.
Exactly, this is what happened.
And you had arrived to Vancouver 1 week before.
Yeah, I've arrived on Monday.
Yeah,
I sent me Friday, and my first interview was on the next Monday. So 1 week to get a first interview.
And then you had another interview after that. How was the process with them?
Yeah, the process then was 3 interviews. This first one was just to meet Michael, which is the guy who handles interviews and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
The second one was with Preston, which is the CTO of the company,
mm-hmm.
and was much more technical interview. And he sits next to me to pair programming, and he showed me a real problem that they have in their systems. And he asked me how I would fix it, what I'm gonna do, what's gonna be my strategies, to understand how was my mindset about the Ruby Rails, about the architecture and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And my third interview was should be, as they told me, should be something like simple, but wasn't, because it should be the fit culture interview, which is technically is where you meet the guys just to hang out and talk a little bit, just to see if the culture is fit for you and the company, the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it was a little bit different, because on that interview, we went to the rooftop in the company, and I was sitting here and another 11 guys around me doing a bunch of different questions. Questions like technical questions about posture, questions about what I'm going to do if I face some problems. So this part I think was the most scary one that I did here, because everybody was looking to me, waiting me my answers, see my reaction, what I'm doing, if my English is good enough to be there or not. So yeah, but he told me that I did well. So this was the last interview, official interview.
Yeah.
And they said me, oh man, okay, all right. We think you are a good fit for us, but unfortunately you can't work right now because you don't have visa. And I thought, yes, I know of that. It's more than expected for me, but what we can do. So in that time, they requested me to wait a little bit until I have, because my strategy on that moment, I spoke with my wife, and my wife decided to enroll in BCIT.
Mm-hmm.
So with 18 hands, I went then with the company, and I said, oh, I don't need a sponsor because my wife gonna do BCIT here. Mm-hmm. So I just need your time, your patience, and to wait me to have my visa in hands. Mm-hmm. I'll do everything by myself. So they said me, okay, we're gonna wait. So they waited me. So right now, I'm here in Vancouver. I'm going like once a week for the office, meeting all the team. Now I have an agreement with them. I have a contract. Now I have my visa in hands, so everything's set up. So I'm gonna start to work for them probably in 1st September. Mm-hmm. And this is how everything happens. So they wait me. Of course, I did another interviews because this wait was not 100% sure. Mm-hmm. And of course, I think everybody have to. Once you have something 100% sure in your hands, you keep to stop doing interview. Mm-hmm. But if you don't have, I think you have to. Of course. Because it's better to have something in hands than not to. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is what happens.
That's great. That's super exciting. Congratulations on that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, and maybe we talk a little bit about not specifically what the other interviews were, but how you felt about the market, right? So as a senior Ruby on Rails developer in Canada, did you feel like there was a lot of demand for your skills?
Yes, I do. And yeah, here is very, very hard market about software developer in general, not about only Rails.
Right.
But of course, Rails you can probably find a little bit easier because there are a lot of startups here in Vancouver, and usually startups use Ruby and Rails because the language is a little bit fast to develop the first scratch of the everything, but it's not very raw. But of course, we can find Java opportunities, iOS, Android, C# and everything that you want. Designers, UX designers. So you can find everything that you want here in Vancouver. And they are hungry to find, what I can see, they are hungry to find really senior developers or really senior guys. Because this is the lack that they are trying to hunt here in Vancouver. As I've seen, all the senior developer here are going to Seattle or San Francisco or somewhere here in the board, here closer.
Yeah, on the coast, yeah.
Because they usually pays a little bit more and the experience difference. But if you are a really good senior and you are confident about your skills, for sure you will not have a problem to find a job here. The average salary is good, the one that you can work here without problem. Right now I'm living here in downtown, close to the Beach Avenue and Thanks Ilha. You know exactly the place. So it's really good. You can live here without problems with the salary that you get. So
cool, awesome. That's fantastic. And maybe just to finish up, do you have any advice for people who are thinking about coming to Canada? What would you say to yourself 6 months ago or 3 years ago or something like this?
Well, the best advice that I can say is that you need to be confident about how good you are. You need to know that you don't need to fight for an opportunity as an immigrant or as a guy who not lives here. If you know that you are for everything, go for it and do not bow your hands like it. You just need to show your skills, and then everybody gonna respect you as you're Canadian. So
yeah, exactly. And you soon will be Canadian, right? It's just a matter of some months or years to get the PR, and you'll be the same as everyone else. So I think that's very good advice.
Exactly.
Yeah. Code was it? Internet has no borders, right? So it doesn't matter where you are, you're from. You can do the work, and that's all that matters. I think that's right. There's a lot of people I see who say, "Oh, I want to get a free job, like a volunteer job, or I want to work as this junior, even though I have 10 years experience." It's better to go for the big jobs because that's what they actually need more seniors than they need juniors.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, here in Vancouver, one of the biggest company that hit me sometimes here is Amazon. And Amazon is, of course, one of the dreams company that you want to work here in Vancouver. But also, I think you don't need only to look for these bigger players, but just because if you join this kind of company, in my point of view, for example, if I join the Amazon, I know that you need to have a hard work there, and you're gonna work extra hours and everything like it. I don't want it for my life right now. So if you don't want to, and you want something like more enjoying the city, the sun, what the city can deliver for you, what is things that we don't have in São Paulo in Brazil. So you can start to look for small players and small companies here because they are a really good deal as well.
Yeah, for sure. I completely agree. Awesome. Thanks so much, Clever. I'm super happy for you. And hopefully, but actually, I think something important to say is predictable revenue. The company where Clever works is actually hiring So if you're a Ruby on Rails developer and you're looking to move to Vancouver, get in touch with VanHack. We can help you prepare yourself and get into companies like Predictable Revenue. If you like this video, please like it, share it, subscribe on YouTube, tell your friends, and maybe Kleber, can people add you on LinkedIn, or if they can see your GitHub, maybe you can put that, you can see that in the description. And of course, don't forget we have jobs that are open to sponsoring your visa on the VanHack job board. So create an account, just go to vanhack.com and click sign up. And you can create a free account there for more information. And last but not least, we have the VanHackathon happening October 21st, 23rd, where we have companies like Hootsuite and Shopify and some other exciting ones, which we'll be announcing soon, that are looking to hire top talent like Kleber and like you watching this. So check out vanhack.com/hackathon for all that information. Cool.
Yeah, that's all.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Kleber, and we'll see everybody next time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Hello and welcome to another VanHack podcast. Today I'm joined with Kleber, who is a full stack Ruby on Rails developer at Predictable